Hi guys, I had a couple of you ask how to persuade your parents to get a horse or how to obtain a horse. So today I have my wonderful cousin Harley here. Hi. And we are going to be giving y'all a little tutorial on how to get a horse. So let's get into it. Okay, so number one is very important. This is like the main point in all of this is be responsible. So that means do your chores, keep your grades up. And I know that can be really hard, but horses are a really big responsibility and it doesn't seem like they are really, like from an outside point of view looking in, but it's like having a kid. It's like, it is so much work and it's fun work, obviously, but it is a lot of work. So I would tell you to do your chores and like do them like right away when your parents ask. Like, don't make them ask you multiple times to do them, because then your parents are gonna be like, well, they don't even do their chores right away, so like, how are they gonna take care of a horse, you know? So that's a big one. And then keep up your grades. I guess that's a really big thing in my family is having good grades. So that usually determines like what I'm allowed to do. I would say work on being responsible for at least 3 months before you start like asking them.
You can ask them during the 3 months, just like,
don't be like aggressive. Yeah, don't be like,
after 3 months, once you show them that you can be responsible, that you will be able to take care of a horse, then start asking. It took me 6 months of just asking to let my dad, to get my dad to let me get a horse.
Yeah, it's a hard task. After 3 months of you, like, if you're really working hard on like keeping up your grades and doing your chores and like doing what your parents ask you to do, then I feel like you can start asking more aggressively, like once a week.
It could be like up to 3 times a week. I asked my dad so much before he let me. But like also read your parents, because if they're getting annoyed by it, then back off a little bit. But I like ask at least once a week so that they know that you're like, I'm actually thinking about this all the time. I actually really want this.
Yes. Yeah. That's definitely important. Or ask however long it takes. We said for the next 2 months ask them, but like until they break through and like until it happens. Number 2 is offer to pay for the feed and boarding. And if you can't afford both, pick one. It is expensive. Even if the barn is close to you, it's always going to be expensive. Horses are a very expensive hobby. So
definitely need a job.
Definitely need a job. And if you're like, I mean, even if you're 14, I don't know how old some of you guys are, but even if you're 14, you should be able to get a job somewhere. Even like, I mean, I know like around here, I was able to get my first job when I was 14, just babysitting kids. So there's a lot of opportunities for stuff, and I feel like 14 is a good age to even like start just working, you know? Or ask your parents, like if you have an allowance, like use your allowance money, or if your parents pay you to do jobs around the house, like, do that. Number 3, just prove that you really want it. Like if you're able, get a job at a local stable, or just work there for free. Just being around the horses is even just really good experience.
And it shows your parents that you're very serious about it.
Exactly, yeah. And if you can't get a job at a stable, I mean, you should be able to, like even a stable that you want to keep your horse at someday, you should be able to get connections there. Even if you just call them and you're just like, hey, I want to work with horses. I want to like learn how to do some stuff. You should be able to, go ahead.
And at first you probably, like, I know like some stables, like you probably won't be able to just start working with their horses right away. Like you might just need to like muck out stalls, just do chores for them. Yeah. But like that's the part that your parents are gonna be most worried about. So if you're doing it for free for someone else's horses, that's gonna really show them that you want it, you know?
Yeah, and like you don't even have to be there for very long. Like an hour to an hour and a half a day is, or even a few times a week is better than nothing. You know, like just being there and like Harley said, they probably won't let you work with horses until you're there for like, I don't know, 6 months, a year.
It depends.
It depends on how the people are. So basically, I got my first horse. I had horses of my own like before that, because I've grown up with horses since I was a little kid. But they were never my horses. Like I would ride them, but they weren't like mine, if that makes sense. Like they were my grandma's, like she owned them. I got my first horse when I was 13, I believe, and his name was Cade. He was still like my grandma's horse, but she gave him to me. So he stayed at her house and I took care of him at her house. She lives like a mile down the road from me. But I was 13. I had begged my parents to let me get a horse since I was 8 years old. And I just thought it was so unfair that they didn't let me have one because, like, we lived out in the country. We had endless resources for that. But I am so glad that I did not get a horse until I was 13 because I just wasn't ready. Like, I truly wasn't ready. And even when I did get him when I was 13, he died the same year I got him, which was really sad. I had showed him since I was 12, but I didn't get him until I was 13, and then he died like 6 months later, which was unfortunate. But besides the point, it was a lot of work to take care of him, and I just wasn't even fully ready for that. So I'm glad that I waited. And then even after that, after he passed away, I like got depression, and I didn't like show for
ever
since last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, or no, this year. This was the first year that I had showed since then. So then after that, I did not start riding until I was 16. So a little over almost 2 years ago, I started riding this horse that I have now, Whiskey, that you guys see me ride all the time. But I just got him, and even then, like, I kind of like, I had taken care of my Gigi's horses, but like I had never like I hadn't had my own horse for 3 years or 4 years. It is so different. Like, it was so much work because I had to like wake up every morning at 6:30. I'm not saying you guys have to do that, but I woke up at 6:30 and went and did chores, and it was just a lot of work, which I love it. Like, I love getting up and feeding my baby. Like, that's what I look forward to every morning. But it is a lot of work, and it is way different than like using other people's horses. So I just wanted to say, like, I'm glad I didn't get a horse until I was older because I wouldn't have been able to handle it. So that is also something to consider if you're younger, which, like I said, I don't know how old you guys are. So
also, if you're younger, make sure that you have a trainer or like somebody, because I got my first horse a year ago. We did sell him, unfortunately. I really loved him, but he was a Frisian. He was too much for me, and I don't have like I have my Gigi.
We're cousins, so yeah, our grandma.
But she does quarter horses, not Frisians. It was a whole different world. You need to look into the breed of horse you're getting into.
Because like we grew up with quarter horses.
I had no idea what I was getting into. I will probably not be buying a Frisian ever again. He was a great horse. Like he just was not. Like, we're just not in that world. So definitely look into the breed of horse, and like make sure you have a trainer or somebody that can help you, because I cannot remember the first time I was on a horse. We've been riding ever since we were like born, basically.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I really agree with that. It's important to get a trainer, because even, I mean, you can look up videos online, but I wouldn't recommend that. No, I wouldn't recommend that, just because everyone has such different opinions and different riding styles. And so it's important just to like stick with the trainer and find a trainer you like, because I feel like most people
riding horses at lessons or just at your friend's house or whatever. It's so much different than owning a horse. Like,
for sure.
It's
because once you get off that horse, it goes away. Like, you don't have to go untack it. Well, maybe you do, but you don't have to go give it grain and give it its hay and like. Yeah. I feed my horses twice a day, so it's like, you don't have to do that. I would recommend it. I usually give hay in the morning and at night, but
you need to give them hay.
You need to give them hay twice a day for sure. Okay, last thing, you need to figure out the why of why your parents aren't allowing you to have a horse, or why they're saying no right now. If it's a fear of getting hurt, because I know some people that are just like actually scared of horses. So in that case, like, you just need to like talk to someone who knows horses really well, and we can make another video about like horse breeds that are like good to buy. But like,
and get whoever you're talking to talk to your parents.
Yes, for sure, because you need to find, if that's what your parents are afraid of, then like figuring out a good horse breed that's like calm, like not a thoroughbred, like not a racer,
a good trainer,
like and find a good trainer.
Find a horse.
Yep, exactly. And then also, like, if it's a financial thing, if your parents are like, we just can't afford it right now, or we don't want to spend the money on that right now, then talk about like a financial plan of like you saving up. And like we said earlier about the jobs, like it's really hard to have a horse if you don't have a job, unless your parents are just going to pay for everything, which if they are, that's great. Like, you are blessed. That's amazing. But like, I have to pay for a lot of the stuff that my horses have. Like, I don't pay for their hay, but I pay for everything else, like their grain, their vitamins, and those are really expensive. Like, and I'm not saying you have to get expensive vitamins. I do personally, because like I'm training him for showing right now, so he needs to be top notch. But just figure out a way that you're gonna pay for it, and figure out a saving plan, or like after school, like get a job that you can do for a few hours every day. Like, you're just gonna, if you want it that bad, you're just gonna have to work for it. But yeah, do you have anything else?
Not really, no.
I think we got pretty good. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to ask. But yeah, I think this is all. And I think Dylan wants to say something.
And also, we also found it because we gave him too much hay.
Well, you gave him too much. He got into the alfalfa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I love you all so much. Bye.